whole story.
Welcome back. You're watching Inside Politics. Thank you for staying with us. It's about time that we get to hear from you back at home, the audience. Give us your contribution as Wanjiko, or as Dismas likes to put it, as Mora back at home. So let's start with our first caller, calling from Uasin Gishu County by the name of Kelvin Wasike. Wasike, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Niko salama, nashukuru.
Karibu sana. Asante kwa kutuunga hapa kwa Inside Politics.
Kwa mimi ningependa kuchangia hiyo mjadala.
Tafadhali.
Ya, ningependa kuongelea kuhusu mambo ya baba na AU.
Ehe.
Mimi kwa mtazamo wangu naona kumezungumzwa sana kwa ile story ya baba kusema kwamba hapa kwenda hapa Ethiopia na kurudi ni 2 hours.
Ehe.
Hiyo ilikuwa lazima azungumze kwa mtu yoyote, kwa sababu hata kama ni mimi angenielezea hivyo. Huenda labda kwa mashabiki wake, yani wale wafuasi wake.
Kweli?
Sioni kama itakuwa affect kwa vyovyote kampeni zake za kuania hiyo kiti ya EU.
So unaona ataweza kazi zote ya local politics na pia ya kufanya AUC chair?
Hapa katika kuingia kwa EU, kwanza kuna hiyo masharti na sheria za EU kwamba ukiwa chair hautafanya mambo na siasa, politics. Sasa hii baba atakuwa alafu tena si lazima kwamba atakuwa anashinda, hii kampeni tu. Sasa Wakenya sijui nashinda tukoje, tunachukulia kwamba ameshachukua hiki, kwa sababu hata wanapozungumza watu ni kama ameshachukua na waniaji ni wengi. Sasa hii tu ni mambo ya Wakenya hii.
Okay, asante. Asante sana Wasike. Tunashukuru for your call and equally giving your contribution on that particular issue. Let's cross over to Makadara right here in Nairobi County. Emmanuel Naibei is calling live. Naibei, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Roger.
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir.
Aya, tuambie.
Greet the members of the panel. Actually, we are enjoying the show. Now, I want to talk about Kioni. Mr. Kioni is one of the Kenya's propagandists.
Yes.
Who actually made Raila even to fail the election. There are the people who are telling Kenyans that there is no way we are going to hand power to anybody else if not Raila Odinga. Right now, the same Kioni is coming, telling us that the candidature of Mr. Raila Odinga is from another country, not even in our country. You can see such leaders that are not of the different country of Kenya. So for me, Mr. Kioni, instead of Odinga and uniting for Raila Odinga, he is actually bringing the politics. And remember, these are the people who even miss Kenyatta by bringing what we call handshake. We have never seen in this world of democracy where a president stands with the opposition leader in the same podium talking the same thing. And that is why Kenya is suffering now.
Okay, Naibei, asante sana. Definitely we'll get to say hi to the panelists and include that question in terms of if we're suffering from that issue where the opposition leader is at times brought into the government in one way or the other. So it definitely punctures the steps we've taken in the democracy we have in the country. Let's cross over to Nyamira County right now. Josephat Mwaneki is calling live. Mwaneki, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Jesse.
I hope you're well.
I'm well, and you?
Quite good, can't complain. Talk to us. What's your take?
First of all, before I talk about my take, I want to go back to what Aman Manyora said.
Okay.
Aman Manyora is very categorical in what he was saying about the Baba. That is true. That Baba going to AU means a lot to the country. But then, you see Kenya Kwanza is supporting him for AU. At the same time, some mass media members are supporting him for AU. Kenya Kwanza supporting him to AU, they are trying to eliminate him from the equation. Two, some mass media members supporting AU, they think that when he goes, they will be now the relevant members for the contender.
Okay.
That's it. On which will complicate the equation. Without Papa minus him, that is their support, they cannot succeed. Secondly, I want to go back to what Kioni said. Kioni is very intelligent and is bright, and we know his politics. He knows what he was saying. And he knows that when he was saying Papa is 2 hours away, he knows that when he goes, they will try to organize themselves so that they can call him back to support them, of which I don't know whether it will work for him. Lastly, nowadays, this man's Mokua doesn't know that Wanjiku and the Morals down here are tired with the Yuda, the same case with Mount Kenya. People are suffering about the taxes.
Okay, Mwaniki. The message has been received by Dismas. We'll put him to task to perhaps respond to your allegations, quote unquote. Mwaniki, thank you so much. And the other callers as well. Let's get the final take from our panelists as they respond to some queries that were raised, equally add to what has been raised by our callers. I'll start with you, Maliba, briefly.
First of all, I need to start here. That between David Murathe and Owila here, I would believe David Murathe because David Murathe is much closer to Uhuru Kenyatta. So when he says that Uhuru Kenyatta did not want to run for this particular seat, the Standard published an article where Murathe said that President Uhuru Kenyatta had wanted to run for this particular seat. So between Owila and Murathe, whom would you believe? Definitely Murathe. Murathe is much closer to the president as a former chairperson, deputy chairperson for Jubilee. Okay. So Murathe already says that Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to. So it's not far-fetched, it's a fact. Also, when Owila speaks about propaganda, malinformation and everything else, I just want to remind you that he probably doesn't know, but I'm actually one of the respondents to his research, the PhD he's doing, and I can tell you that he's a very good comms person. So there are two ways when you look at technology. When you look at rocketry, you can use it to go to the moon, go to the space and everywhere else. But you can also use it to make actually, you can use it for missiles. The same way with the nuclear technology, you can use it to explode, come up with submarines, go under the water, or you can also use it as weapons to hurt people. So good as he is in comms, he's also so good in narrative development and spinning. He does it so academically. So as he actually said that I was doing it as the chairperson of UDA.
He claimed you were.
Yeah.
So now you claim
I'm actually, he's actually just doing it very well. Because he does.
I tell you, they're flocking together.
So, then, quickly, to what Prof said.
Yeah.
These are my words. I said that we have resuscitated an economy that was in coma. Anyone who believes that our economy was doing well under Uhuru Kenyatta has either landed from Mars or was born this morning. The economy was so bad. There are three things to our budget. Number one, the first charge is the sovereign debt. No one ever since Kenya became a republic has ever been required within 16 months to service up to 25% of the national debt. The maximum has always been between 9% and 11%. William Ruto has been expected to pay at least 25%. Okay. That translates to 2.6 trillion shillings. When, however much we collect about 2.1 trillion, when KRA has done everything, including what we are making noise about. So even if you were to use all our revenues to service debt, you will still be short of 0.5 trillion to service that. You have not dealt with the recurrent. you have not dealt with development budget. So as I say that, I just needed to say this, that first of all, the economy was in comatose. We have resuscitated that, and we are nursing that economy. And from next year, we are on an upward trajectory.
Okay.
It is important to actually put that in. And remember, in 2021, Uhuru Kenyatta's government tried to go to the euro market. They were locked out because we hadn't stabilized the fundamentals. That we have worked out, and that's why we've gone back. So you could go round and round about this, but William Ruto is the doctor that actually was able to get us out of this.
Okay.
I will finish by saying this in a minute. That when I was growing up, the chloroquine and quinine were still being administered for malaria. They are not necessarily good testing, especially for children. But when my parents gave me that, they weren't giving me because they hate me. It's because they love me. Some of the painful measures we've actually taken is so that we take them and be well. What William Ruto has actually been doing is fighting for the soul of the country that was left in comatose to die to that particular end, and that we've done very well.
Painful decisions.
As of managing politics, you can actually see how easy it is. Even Manyora is seated here, is very comfortable. Wheeler is here, is feeling very comfortable. We are managing politics very well.
Let's go
With
to
those
them.
two,
Let's go
you
to
go
them
to the
now.
people. You win the election.
Manyora, your take on that.
The taste of the pudding is in the eating. Ask any Kenyans. They will tell you the economy is doing badly and they are hurting. And the measures you are saying which are painful, we know there is no gain without pain. But if you look at the measures the government is taking that are actually impacting negatively on the people of this country, like housing, that doesn't make sense. There's so much that doesn't make sense. So either the people are practicing that which they don't know, or they don't understand how people live or how the economy works. So there are no measures that you can take that produce the net result of killing the same people you are serving. You get what I'm saying? Yes, the president is trying. Yes, we may not know. There may be something he knows we don't know.
Okay.
And yes, tomorrow may be a better day. Okay? But I'm talking about the here and now. I'm talking about what we are seeing. I'm talking about what we are experiencing. I'm saying to this young man, if you went in the streets of Nairobi and began telling people the economy is doing well, they will beat you up because things are just too tough. And in terms of politics, I've said, yes, this is something we had wanted the president to do all along, to bring the country together. To the extent that he's doing that, albeit with perhaps other motives, is a welcome move. It's always good for the country to be together, to work together, for politicians to wait for the next election. Okay? That's a good thing, and we welcome it.
Yeah. Despite the interests that play.
Yeah,
within.
that play, yeah.
Okay, the bigger picture. Wheeler.
Thank you, Jesse. Now, one of the key things that I've always consistently talked about is that the economy has two levels of indicators. There's the macro and the micro. At the macro level, President Uhuru Kenyatta did extremely well. And when both Kenya Kwanza and Azimio were campaigning, most of us were very critical that now we need to have that macro level excellence brought to the micro level. Because all we need is people to have money in their pocket, people to have, some dignified sort of lifestyle. And therefore, when Arnold is talking about they've stabilized the economy, it is good. But Mwaniki called here. Mwaniki is in Nyamira. Mwaniki says that what they are talking about, stabilizing the economy, does not make sense to the common mwananchi outside there. They can live comfortably with that, but you see the consequences will be in 2027. And then number two,
finally,
yes, this is the final one. Number two is, the president talked about we must all win, let no one lose, And naturally, what we are seeing in the political dispensation right now is that political interests have been sorted completely. For the political class to talk the way they are talking, to have an amicable way of dealing with each other, that their interests have been sorted. So this win-win, and Arnold should take this seriously. To what extent is this win-win for the common mwananchi? We know probably Azimio has been sorted. Probably Raila is comfortable going to the AU. Probably President William Ruto now has an environment where he can work. We need to see what is in it for the common mwananchi in Suna East, where I come from.
Okay. Cui bono, who benefits?
Yeah, I'll pick up from where he has left when he says about win-win. For me, I see win-win meaning that every Kenyan has got an equal opportunity, irrespective of how they voted. For me, I see win-win meaning invigorated economic diplomacy. So that while Mr. Raila Odinga is getting his job at AUC, Mr. Maliba here in a yellow tie, when he leaves UDA, he can get a job at UN, so that we are creating opportunities for all Kenyans. Whether it's selling tea and coffee from Kisii or whether it's a human resource. Yeah. And allow me to be like that broken record, that we should have, and this is for Professor Manyora, because he's an expert in this area, a language policy that outside speaking English and Swahili, let's introduce French, let's introduce so many languages so that we take advantage of economic diplomacy and globalization. Because the gentleman who called from Kisii called Mwaniki is complaining about Mora, but it's probably because Mora does not get a good price for her tea or her coffee, or maybe her sons are not able to go to the US or UK because of delayed passports. So let's create these opportunities using economic diplomacy so that in 2027, the scorecard is very clear.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure to have esteemed members of the Kenyan society adding their voice to whatever we're seeing playing out in the course of the week in matters to do with politics.
Yes, we need a lady.
We need a lady, yeah? Okay, we'll definitely do that next time. We've been called out and we agree as members of the Fourth Estate. Asanteni sana, Dismas Mokua, Hesbon Owila, Herman Manyora, and Maliba Arnold for your time and your input. My name is Jesse Rogers. Make sure you watch Inside Politics every Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're back with a bang as we inform you about the latest political developments. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.